What's up, guys? That Really Gross Guy here. We're back, and we're going to talk about Devstream 101 today. And in doing so, we're going to kind of speculate on possibly the next new Prime Warframe. So, currently, the planes of, or the Plague Star, Operation Plague Star is going on. I'm not going to be doing that for now. I've kind of worn myself out on the event, so what I'm going to be doing right now is the highest level bounty we can possibly do, and hopefully I'll be able to pull this off while still being able to feed you guys the information from the Devstream. So we'll see if we can pull that off. But first off, we'll go. Let's see. Let's do. There's not a lot of housekeeping that I really think is too crazy for us to worry about. The biggest thing I want to mention is Tonnage round 11 is in the process of being selected, and you guys know, if you've been following the channel, a lot of you guys may have even subscribed based on the Tonnage stuff, but I do make sure to cover Tonnage when it comes out, and all of the, why didn't I just throw, well, anyways, I do want to, you know, because I cover Tonnage pretty much all the time, so you guys can see what the new Tonnage stuff is going to be, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But currently there's like a possibility of like 30 things that could make it into Tonnage, so that's a lot. That's pretty exciting though, in my opinion. That's a lot of new content that, in terms of content drops, that's one of the biggest, you know, like forms of content we get at one time are Tonnage skins. If you think about it, with let's say 20 of them make it. Let's just say 20 of them make it. Like, we never get more than like 2 skins at a time, but we're other than Tonnage. If we get 20 skins, that's crazy. But anyways, I'll cover that for you guys when that comes around. I'm pretty excited about that. If you guys are familiar with the contest of the 25-second video, you know, you can get in on that and possibly win as much as $10,000, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's all some cool stuff. But anyways, let's get into the more bulky and more important information. One of which is the weapon, the shotgun that we've all been waiting for, has actually been created on the dev build of Warframe. And with that said, that doesn't mean it's necessarily working like the way it should be. I believe there's a lot of things that need to be worked out with it still, because it's supposed to fire different types of ammo shots, and this is from what they've said in the past, and it seems like they only have it basically functioning as a base shotgun. They have it shooting a shotgun blast or something like that, but that's about it. They need to get it to do whatever type of special, you know, gimmicks this thing is going to have. It can't do yet, so we have to wait for that, unfortunately. But interesting. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this new shotgun. Hopefully it's going to be enough of a change to make it worth picking up over some of the other shotguns. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Speaking of weapons, the fan weapons are being made. They have the animations for them. Basically, kind of set up. Ooh, Breath of Eidolon. That's a really good snag. I don't have any of those yet. So, anyways, the fan weapons currently have animations and possibly stances. I mean, you can see the weapons in action. I don't know if that necessarily means that an entire stance is ready to go, but they've shown that. If you guys are curious, I might throw up something on the video itself, but I will absolutely have a link to the Devstream overview so you guys can see all the assets that were given to us on the Devstream, if you want to go check those out. But anyways, let me see if I can kill that drone real quick, because I don't want more Grenier showing up. Oh, come on, there we go. Okay, and then I'll get a bunch of Blade Storm. This isn't a Blade Storm build, but you know what? With all these guys floating around, I'm gonna start. I'll use a little bit of Blade Storm. So yeah, the fan weapons. Looks like they're on their way. They're on their way. I don't know how soon they're gonna be. Honestly, I'm not super excited about them. I'm just glad it's gonna be a new weapon type because dual daggers really need a rework, and if we get something similar to the dual daggers and is actually really good, I'll be excited to maybe use some fan weapons here in the future. But let me get let's do the lethal teleport build. That's the way I'm built, so that's the way I'm gonna start running some of these kills. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for weapons. We have potentially a new Eidolon coming, and we've seen the other Eidolon in Devstream 100, but it looks like we're seeing a Eidolon Megalist, and this Megalist apparently is very similar to the Eidolon we already have. However, instead of a giant tree, it's going to have a giant rock, but this rock looks like it's been basically like carved. Is that the right word for a stone? Carved or shaped to more of like a blade. It looks a lot more like a blade than it does like just a, you know, a rock itself. And that's pretty cool. But this Eidolon is going to basically act differently than the Eidolon we currently have. This thing is going to have a different attack pattern. It potentially could have entirely different moves in general. It looks like every step it takes, at least at the moment, it may not be like this in the final thing, because it might get a little bit annoying, but a shockwave effect for every single step it takes. And in my opinion, I feel like knockdowns could be a little bit, you know, frustrating, you know, for being too close to this thing. So I hope it's not devastating. I hope it's not that frustrating to fight this thing. But anyways, that's the other possibility we have for this this Eidolon, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm liking the fact that they're kind of mixing it up. I would like to see more variety than just, you know, a rock instead of a tree, but we are getting that with the other Eidolon that is coming. So hopefully that's enough for us to hopefully it's enough for us to kind of, you know, change things up a little bit. A little bit would be nice. But they talked a little bit about Korra, which we've already seen in the Devstream 100, I believe, which is the next Warframe that should be coming. Somehow going to be tied to like a kavat, like a personal custom kavat or something like that, so that's kind of cool. But we know that it's she's going to be able to manipulate what type of damage she deals, and that comes to impact, puncture, and slash. But when they said that, they also said that they want to revisit like damage 3. I guess they want to go damage 3.0. Is it damage? Are they on? Did they do 2.0 and now they're on 3.0? I don't know. Maybe 4.0. I don't know. But they basically want to revisit impact, puncture, and slash, and make them at least impact and puncture more viable. Everyone like really likes slash because of the slash proc, just being able to consistently do additional damage. But the way they're talking about it, they're talking about puncture being, I think puncture was able to do damage mitigation, and that would make it so that enemies would do less damage to you, and that can be incredibly useful. If you have a frame that already is tanky, and you can get puncture going and create, you know, damage mitigation, you could potentially have a really, really strong and you know, tanky or survivable at least frame on your hands. So I'm excited for that. I'm absolutely excited to potentially get, you know, maybe a Rhino or a let's see, what other tanky frames? For whatever reason, I can't think about the frames right now. I don't know. There's plenty of frames out there that can be tanky, but can you imagine being able to damage mitigate even more than that? Like let's say Mesa and her Stagger or Shadow Shield. If you could damage mitigate that and potentially, you know, set puncture procs up and even damage mitigate even further, that would be awesome. I'm all for it. Mesa is my girl, and her becoming more tanky than she already can be with that Shatter Shield, I'm totally down. Totally down. Anyways, let's see. I forgot what impact, impact would definitely. It's gonna stag doll. Oh yeah, that's right. Impact is gonna stagger, but if you have like an excess amount of impact being procced, you could ragdoll enemies like really badly. What I mean by that, that sounds, I don't know, almost like blast. Like you would be able to knock them across the room or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Be able to walk in a room and just send enemies flying because your impact is so high. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's see. I think that's pretty much what we kind of need to talk about. That's a little bit of Korra and the damage 4.0, 3.0, or whatever possibly coming into the works. So that's pretty cool. Next up is Ghouls. We have seen, I think, 3 different types of Ghouls in the Devstream, and one of which has like dual flamethrowers, which is freaking crazy. The other one is that heavy unit. Oh, actually, I think we've seen 4. That heavy unit with the chainsaw blade, the double-handed chainsaw blade type thing, and that thing looks really aggressive, looks really cool. The Ghoul we've already seen with the explosive packs on his arms that could like blitz rush you kind of thing. It looks like he's gonna rush you and try to like explode or suicide type bomb or something like that. That looks pretty cool. It's definitely going to make melee stuff a little bit more worrisome when it comes to the Grineer, because right now you mostly just try to keep a distance from the Grineer and you're usually alright because they're pretty much ranged right now, other than like the Butchers and the Manics maybe, kind of, I don't know. But they're going to be on the plane, so I don't know, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. And then the last one is the there's like a heavy crap. There's like a really heavy unit. Is that the one I'm thinking of? There's the flamethrower dudes, the heavy unit with the chainsaw blade. Then there's the regular Ghouls with the explosive packs, and I think there's a 4th unit which is kind of like a heavy unit, like a chubby unit. Kind of looks like a one of the Kuva Guardians, but without the Kuva design. I don't know. It just kind of looks like a big dude. I'm assuming all of this is coming thanks to the Plague, the Plague Star event, because Vayhek is really doing some weird stuff on the plains and working with the Toxin. It's a potentially, I guess, alter the Grineer. And if he's trying to alter the Grineer, maybe he's gonna end up, coming up with these Ghouls. I feel like Ghouls are already a thing, though. I feel like we just don't have them yet. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's creating them as we speak with the Toxin or whatever. Or maybe they already have them. They're already a thing. They just are not on Earth yet, and that's the only way for him to do it is to use this Toxin. I don't know. But I'm thinking that's when this is going to come out. I think that's kind of the plans they have, but I could be wrong. But I think the last thing we could really benefit from talking about, which I hinted at in the very beginning, is the potential new Warframe. And with that being said, there's a little bit of other information that is kind of relevant to this topic, and that is the fact that Mirage is getting some kind of rework. She's getting her sleight of hand is definitely getting looked at, and it's going to, I guess it's going to leave like a present behind. It seems a little bit aesthetically awkward for there to be like a present, so maybe it'll look like something else, but it looks like a Christmas present, you know what I mean? And I think that's a little bit weird for the Warframe aesthetic, so maybe they'll change what it looks like. I'm not sure. But currently that present, that little sleight of hand type deal, will, number one, attract enemies towards it. which is not something that the other sleight of hand really did. It was kind of like if enemies were in the area, it would take effect. This one's actually going to attract enemies, which is great. And then with that said, I think during the daytime, it is going to, when enemies get near it, it is going to proc an explosion, a large explosion. And then at nighttime, I believe it procs a radial blind effect. It could be the other way around. It could be day, night, night, day, you know, whatever. But I think it's day is going to be an explosion, night is going to be a radial blind, which is pretty cool. I'm down for the radial blind. I'm a big fan of Excalibur's radial blind, so if we can find a way to utilize radial blind in terms of, you know, like a AOE like stagger or stun or whatever, that would be good. That would be really, really cool. I personally really like Mirage as a frame. So supposedly, and this is all speculation, but the next frame is going to be female, and people are assuming it's either going to be Zephyr, because Zephyr, I think, technically, chronologically, or whatever, should be the next frame, but I believe rumor has it that they may not be going in order for this next frame, so we'll see. But it could be Zephyr, could be Mirage, and some people are saying it could be Mesa, but I think Mesa's a little ways away. As much as I would love, absolutely love to have a Mesa Prime, I don't think it is going to be. So I'm placing my bets on Mirage, and that's just because if we're seeing some kind of rework coming with her, if they've hinted at a little bit of that, there's a good chance they're taking a big look at all of her powers. And even though they may not, you know, really be changing all of her powers, there's definitely going to be some tweaks. There's definitely going to be some changes. And what better time to do so than when she's going to be primed? You know what I mean? Now, I do know Zephyr does also need a rework. So Zephyr could be the next one up as well. However, Zephyr also has a deluxe skin coming, so they could be postponing Zephyr's rework until the deluxe skin. Now, that's not, you know, they're not guaranteed, or maybe they're just waiting until after Mirage Prime and then it comes Zephyr Prime, maybe, I don't know. But I would like, obviously, I would love to have Mesa Prime, but I'm not expecting it, so I would love to have Mirage Prime in her place. Zephyr, as much as I would like to see a rework, because I'm personally not super in love with Zephyr. I like her, but I'm not, you know, I'd like to see some changes because I would really like to jump on the Zephyr bandwagon. But the only other reason why I think maybe they are going to go with Zephyr is Plains of Eidolon. A lot of traveling, a lot of mobility. Maybe they want to go Zephyr because Plains of Eidolon is out, and it's got a lot of travel. It's got a lot of, you know, important, you know, a lot of places to be and not enough time to get there. So maybe Zephyr's going to be the way to go. So I don't know. I'm curious, number one, what you guys think of what Warframe is going to, it's going to be. Sorry for the frickin' stutters. But also, what weapons? What weapons do you think are gonna be coming? Now, someone in my Discord, they're in my Discord, but they were talking to me in game. They were wondering if this shotgun is going to be primed, if they're gonna prime this new shotgun coming out, and we just don't know it, and we could be maybe looking at a kind of like we saw the Euphona and the Dakra. We could maybe see a new prime that doesn't have a standard edition, doesn't have a normal default edition. It's possible, but I don't think so. It's not going to be the Simular. Chill out. Chill out. Not going to be the Simular. I think we could see something like a Pentaprime. You know, some sort of explosive I think would be pretty cool. Eidolon Lens Blueprint. Thank God. Yes. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see some cosmetics, some really really cool cosmetics. There's a couple. There's a couple came out that I missed that I really would like. There's a couple that I wasn't too fond of that came out recently that I was like, nah. So number one, cosmetics would be cool. I would love to see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what technically what weapons I would be just head over heels in love with, but I mean, Penta Prime maybe, or not Penta. Did I say Penta earlier? I was thinking more Tonkor. Penta's already got its secure thing. I'm thinking Tonkor. Sorry guys. Tonkor Prime would be cool, or let's see. Because I'm just thinking of what would be cool with Mirage. Now, like I said, it might not be Mirage. So maybe we get like a Juge or an Attica Prime. That would be pretty dope. But we did just kind of get the Ballistica Prime, so maybe not. Melee weapons. What else? What kind of melee weapons would we get Prime that would be freaking awesome? I don't know. Tenora Prime? Yeah, right. I don't know. Let me know. I'm really curious. So, I think that's going to be it from me. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments. Like I said, let me know what Prime you think it's going to be. And let me know your in-game name in Warframe. Well, let me know your in-game name and what console you are playing on. And I will give away a platinum code on each console for you guys. Just like I said, make sure... What frame, if you want to mention weapons too, that would be cool. And then what console you're on and what your in-game name is. And I will give away one platinum code for each console for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Blow!